Imagine this. You're about to do your laundry and your clothes washer decides to take a break. It's frustrating, right? We've all been there. A mountain of laundry waiting and your washer decides it's time for a vacation. Suddenly, you're left in a puddle of confusion and wet clothes. But what if I told you, solving this washer woe isn't as daunting as it seems? That's right. Today we're rolling up our sleeves and diving into the world of DIY washer repair. But don't worry, fixing your washer might be easier than you think. Before you start fixing, you need to know what's wrong. Your washer might not be turning on, not spinning, or maybe it's leaking. Knowing what's wrong is the first step towards a solution. If your washer isn't turning on, it could be due to an electrical issue. Maybe the power cord is damaged, or perhaps the outlet isn't working. On the other hand, if your washer isn't spinning, the culprit could be the motor. Motors can wear out over time or their connections can become loose. It's also possible that the belt driving the spin cycle has snapped or slipped off its track. And let's not forget about leaks. A leaking washer is often the result of a broken seal. Seals can crack or wear away, letting water escape where it shouldn't. These are just a few examples of what could be wrong. Once you've figured out what's wrong, you're halfway to having it fixed. Now that you know what's wrong, gather your tools. You might need a screwdriver, pliers, or a wrench. It's crucial to have the right tools when fixing a washer. A trusty flashlight could also come in handy to illuminate those hard-to-see areas. Remember, safety first. Always unplug your washer before you start tinkering. A simple precaution can prevent a shock. A pair of sturdy gloves can protect your hands from sharp edges too. With your tools ready, it's time to get to work. Now let's dive into the fixing process. Remember, it's okay to take your time. First things first, safety is paramount. Ensure that the washer is unplugged before you start working on it. This is non-negotiable. Moving forward, we'll start by addressing the most common issue, a clogged drain. Find the drain hose at the back of the machine, detach it carefully and inspect for any blockages. If you find any, use a long, flexible brush to remove the gunk. Once that's done, reattach the hose securely. Next, let's tackle the water inlet valve. This component controls the water flow into your washer. If it's faulty, your machine might overfill or not fill at all. To check it, you'll need to remove the back panel of your washer. Once you've accessed the valve, inspect it for any damage or signs of rust. If it's beyond repair, you'll have to replace it. But don't worry, they're not too expensive and are readily available online. Now, if your washer isn't spinning, the problem could be with the drive belt. This belt connects the motor to the drum. To check the condition of the drive belt, you'll have to remove the back panel of your machine. If the belt is loose, cracked, or worn out, it needs to be replaced. Lastly, let's talk about the door switch. If your washer isn't starting, it might be because the door switch isn't working. This switch tells your washer that the door is closed and it's safe to start. To check this, open the door and find the switch. Press it down. If it doesn't click, it's likely the culprit and will need to be replaced. Remember, while these are the common issues, they are not the only ones. If you're not comfortable handling certain parts or the problem persists, don't hesitate to call a professional. And there you have it, your washer should be back in business. Congratulations, you've just fixed your washer. There's a certain satisfaction in standing back and realizing you've conquered a task that once seemed daunting, isn't there? Let's go over what we've accomplished today. First, we identified the problem, whether it was a leak, a strange noise, or an unexplained malfunction. We then gathered our tools, everything from screwdrivers and wrenches to the all-important user manual. Next, we rolled up our sleeves and got to work, following along with the step-by-step process. We've delved into the guts of the machine and emerged victorious. Yes, it might have been a bit of a challenge, but the reward is worth it. Not only have you saved yourself a hefty repair bill, you've also gained invaluable skills and knowledge. Remember, you're capable of more than you think. The next time your washer gives you trouble, you'll know exactly what to do.